Good morning, students. In the third part, we discussed about the rumor how the people were discussing or spreading the rumors, and okay, of course, people were really making their own speculations regarding the rumor that they heard from the other. So, let us continue with our chapter. We begin with the 25th paragraph. By afternoon, the bank had gone through all its ready money, and the harassed bank manager was helpless. Emergency fund could not be obtained from one of the government banks, and now it was nearly closing time. So, towards the towards afternoon, all the money that the bank had ready with them was released by the customers. So, as a result, the bank manager became really helpless, or he couldn't do anything because people were releasing their own fund from the bank or their deposit they withdrew. As a result, the bank really became bankrupt as it didn't have any money left with them. So, towards the end of the closing time, too, they even tried for arranging some amount, but they couldn't make it up. The clerk shut down their counters, but people gathered outside on the steps of the bank, shouting, "We want our money! Give it to us today, or we will break in." Fetch, said Govindram. We know he is hiding in the walls. So, as it was about the closing time towards the evening, the clerk had already closed their counters. We know we have already been to the banks, so we know the cash counters. So, the counters were closed by the clerks. In the meanwhile, the people were assembled in front of the bank. They were shouting or they were demanding for their own amounts or their money. So they were crowding on the steps or even in front of the bank, and they were demanding for their own money. So they asked the clerks or the bank employees to give them the money, or else they threatened them that they would break in or they would forcefully go inside the bank and carry Seth Govindram, as people believed that he was hiding inside the bank thick room. Mischief makers who did not have a paisa in the bank joined the crowd. So the people who really didn't have even any account or any money left in the bank had also joined the group of people who had gathered in front of the bank in order to make the so-called harassment. The manager stood at the door and tried to calm his angry customers. So the bank manager, who was really inside the bank, he found it very difficult to handle the angry crowd who had gathered in front of the bank. He declared that the bank had plenty of money, that they could withdraw all they wanted the next morning. So the bank manager, somehow or other, he wanted to just console the people or just alleviate the sorrow or the worry of the people. So that intention in mind, the manager told the people that the bank had a lot of money, that they need only a little time, that he requested the people to wait till the next morning, since they would be able to withdraw the plenty of money that they had left with them only the next morning. We want it now, chanted the people, now, now, now. But the people were very impatient. They wanted the money ready by that time itself. So they were demanding their money at that moment. A few stones were thrown, and the manager retreated indoors, closing the iron grill gate. In the meanwhile, some of the people in the crowd had thrown stones. So, seeing the people throwing the stones, the bank manager rushed back into the bank inside, and in the meanwhile, the iron grill gate was also closed. A brick hurtled through the air and smashed into the plate glass window, which advertised the bank's assets. So, in the meanwhile, okay, alright, someone threw a brick on the glass window on which the bank's assets were in script were written. So, such a way, people were just making the situation worse. Then the police arrived. They climbed the steps of the bank and pushed the crowd back until the people began falling over each other. So, in the meanwhile, as the situation was getting worse and worse, the bank manager or the employees had informed the police. As a result, the police had arrived at the place, and they all of a sudden climbed onto the steps, and they pushed the people down to the steps or to the floor. And such a way, the police was trying to take control over the situation. Gradually, everyone dispersed, shouting that they would be back in the morning. So, since the police came and they tried to convince the people or the crowd regarding the situation, finally, the people, since they saw the police, they went back, but they had told the employees or the concerned authorities that they would come back the next morning. Nadu arrived next morning to sweep the steps of the bank. In the meanwhile, the very next morning, Nadu, as usual, came to the bank in order to do his work. That means to clean the steps of the bank or to sweep the bank. He saw the refuse and the broken glass and the stones cluttering the steps. So, when he came to do his work, he was really astonished because he could see a different thing instead of the usual things that he had to clean. There were cluster of stones, um, then other glass pieces. All these things were shattered on the steps or on the floor of the bank. Raising his hands in horror, he cried, "Goodness, hooligans! May they suffer from a thousand ills." So, since he saw a lot of rubbish or a lot of waste of glass pieces, stones, and other things on the floor, he just raised his hand over his head and he um, cursed the people or the angry crowd who had made such a thing, saying that they would suffer from a thousand ills. He cursed them that they would suffer from thousand ills or sickness. It was bad enough being paid irregularly. Now I must suffer an increase of work. He smacked the steps with his broom, scattering the refuse. Meanwhile, he just said to himself that it was already a worse situation, that he was not even paid regularly, and now again he has to do a lot of work as there was a large number of waste material scattered all around. Good morning, Nadu, said Sitaram, the washerman's son, getting down from his bicycle. So, in the meanwhile, as usual, Sitaram, the washerman's son, and the friend of Nadu came towards him and wished him good morning while getting down from his bicycle. Are you ready to take up a new job from the first of next month? You will have to, I suppose. Now the bank is closing. So finally, Siddharam asked Nadu whether he was ready to join the new work from the very beginning of the next month, because Siddharam said Nadu that the bank was already on the verge of collapse, or that it was about to be closed. So he would be really um, in search of a new job. As a result, okay, of course, Sitaram said that okay, that he could find out a new place of job. What did you say? Said Nadu. So Nadu was very really surprised and asked what he said. Haven't you heard? The bank has gone bankrupt. You would better hang around until the others arrive, and then start demanding your money too. So finally, Sitaram asked whether he hadn't heard what he said, and he told him that the bank had already collapsed, that it has gone bankrupt. Of course, he informed all these things, and he asked Nadu to demand for his money as the other employees or the concerned people would arrive. You will be lucky if you get it. He waved cheerfully and pedaled away on his bicycle. So Siddharam said that Nadu would be really lucky if he would get his money, the unpaid salary. If he got, then he would be really lucky. Saying so, he continued bicycling his cycle, and he moved forward. So for the timing, we stop for today, and we will meet tomorrow. Okay, bye.